Good morning, beloveds. I'm a little congested today, so I'm sorry about that. The cough's getting better, though. And I had a talk with my boss yesterday, and he's going to let me come in for a couple of hours, a couple of days this week. I tell you what, you know what? I think I waited just a little bit too long to go to the doctor, but I'm glad I did. She said 10 days. If you can't take care of it in 10 days, then you need to go to the doctor. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I should have come in a couple of days sooner than I did. So, all right. We are officially finished with this book. Apparently, I should have been finished with this book a month ago, but I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I just wasn't ready to give it up yet. So I went ahead and did April twice. Which is good, though, because we're going to end on an Ella Wheeler Wilcox poem, and that's always a good thing. She's an amazing poet, and I really enjoy her work. Starting tomorrow, provided I have a voice tomorrow, we are going to start reading the Science of Mind text. I'm going to go back and read the original one that I bought, not the new one, which is the combined 1927 and 1938 version. I'm going to read the original one that I bought. It has all my notes in it. It has all my highlights in it, and it's also falling apart. So this should be fun. And basically my goal is I'm going to see how far about 10 minutes gets me in the morning, and we'll adjust from there. I'm not going to stop in the middle of a section, so that way I can keep an accurate idea of, okay, I'm in chapter 1 section. So that's what it's going to look like going forward. But today, April 30th, which is my brother's birthday, by the way, our title is God and Love. And as I said, our author is Ella Wheeler Wilcox. This was published in the Washington Newsletter in July of 1902. She is an amazing poet. I have a book of her poetry somewhere in this house. I'm not sure where. I love books. So, all right, God and Love. The tide of love swells in me with such force, it sweeps away all hate and all distrust, as eddying straws and particles of dust are lost by some swift river in its course. Love is a plant which we can cultivate to grace and fragrance sweeter than the rose, or leave neglected while our heart soil grows rank with that vile and poisonous nettle, hate. Love is a joyous thrush that we can teach to sing sweet lute-like songs, which all may hear, or we can silence him and tune the ear to the caw of crows, or add to the vulture's screech. Love is a feast, and if the guests divide with all who pass, all through thousands swell the van, there shall be food and drink for every man. The loaves and fishes will be multiplied. Love is the law, but yield to its control, and ye shall find all things work for the best. And in the calm, still heaven of thy breast, that God itself sits talking with thy soul. And anytime I read a poem like that, and maybe even that poem, I'm always reminded of the Martin Luther King quote, hate is too great of a burden to bear, so I'm going to try love. And I forget who it is. It may be Maya Angelou, and it may be somebody else, who said that hate has done absolutely nothing good in this world. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try love. There are lots and lots and lots of quotes on love. I also, anytime I mention love, I always end up talking about the Greeks' idea of love, because one of the things that I think that the Western culture gets wrong about love. We have one word for love. That's it. Whereas when you go back and you look at the Eastern mindset, they have a couple of different ideas about love. They have love, they have loving kindness, and they're far more subjective Whereas in Western, it can be objective. In the Western mindset, love is about what you can do for me. Not always, but that tends to be, because we love our mother and we love our motorcycle. It's not the same thing. So, and the East makes a distinction about that, which is why they use the term loving kindness, because they recognize that when you love a person, the person that you love has their own thoughts and feelings, and we need to take that into account. It's not always about us. And then we can always, again, go back to the Greek, who have at least seven, possibly up to 9 different kinds of love. And that's one of the things that you want to, it makes a difference, okay? Because there is romantic love, there is erotic love, and those kinds of loves are very important. But there's also familial love. There is, they call it brotherly love, but it's what I mean is the love of citizens for one another. Okay. So it's not necessarily family love, because there is family love, but there's also the love of a citizen for other citizens and the country, you know. So there's that type of love. And then there's agape. And agape is, that's what the last line of that poem is about. You know, if you submit yourself to law, to law and love, then you will find God talking in your soul. Agape is unconditional love. And honestly, humans aren't really good at unconditional love. We're just not. And, you know, and that's just, it is what it is. You know, I'm not saying it's bad or wrong. We're just not good at it. We work on it. We work on it a lot. And the good news is that we have, you know, a couple of really prime examples running around on this earth with us, thank God. Dogs and cats. The wagging of a tail and the purr of a cat apparently are that frequency of unconditional love. So dogs can be remarkably unconditional about their love. You know, you don't even have to feed them and they can still love you. So, it would be better if you fed them, but you know what I mean? And cats, people accuse cats of not loving, and come to my house, you're wrong. My cats are extraordinarily loving. They've been, very, very good enforcers of the rest. You know, I was told that when they diagnosed me with pneumonia, they were like, go home and rest. What does rest mean? Because I'm a minister and I had it, you know, they really, you know, they ingrain rest into you in ministerial school, because it's one of the things that's super important. If you live a life of service, you got to take care of yourself. So they really do due diligence so, you know, I was like, oh, okay. But what'll happen is I'll sit down on the couch and immediately I'll have a cat sitting in my lap. And then once you get the cat in the lap, because you're just like, well, now I don't want to move because I got a cat in my lap. So they have been very good enforcers of the rest. And the other thing is, and this goes back to when I had knee surgery, you know, 20 years ago, when I had the knee surgery, she laid right here for that week, because she knew I didn't feel good. She knew I was in pain. And having a cat in my lap or anywhere on the, you know, my upper torso, will put me to sleep. And so I would drift off to sleep because I had a cat in my lap. You know, I'm stretched out, I'm comfortable, I'm doing whatever it is that I was doing. And then next thing I know, you know, I wake up 45 minutes later. That's love. That is love. You know, cats and dogs are, and they talk about angels without, angels. Okay. My angels have whiskers and paws instead of wings, you know, but same thing with other people. You know, you meet angels in your life all the time. They don't always have wings. They don't always have wings, or maybe they do. You know, They're just not wings that you can see. So, and she talks about it. It's like, look, just, we can do it this way. You know, we can teach the thrush to sing, or we can listen to the harsh calls of the carrion birds. Because that's what crows and vultures are. They're both meat eaters, and they both eat carrion. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's vital. But what would you rather listen to? You know, would you rather listen to the thrush sing a song of love? Because that's one of the things that I love about it, especially when I'm closer to the sunrise, when I go for a walk. You know, absolutely. Sometimes you'll just see a bird sitting there on something facing east and singing to the sunrise. And it's always one of those when I do. Typically it's mockingbirds, because there are a lot of mockingbirds in our, sometimes it's the other one. And you're just like, one time it was a cardinal, you know, they were facing the sunrise and singing to the sunrise. You know, the birds have never forgotten the joy of sunrise. And yet we have, or we can. And when she made the thing about the roses, you know, love being sweeter than a rose, and yet, or we can let our heart rot. And too many people have let their heart rot. Now, the amazing thing is, if you let your heart rot, it can be saved. You know, we can replant that thing. But you gotta want it. You gotta want it. So, all right. I just went all kinds of places today. But this has been such an amazing book. If you haven't gotten it by now, it's Courage, Conviction, and Consciousness. It's a collection by Reverend Dr. C. William Mercer. It was such an amazing book. There were so many authors that I'd never even heard of that I was exposed to. There were authors that I've heard of that I've not read, and that was amazing. He even found some interesting Mary Baker Eddy stuff, and she's a definitely an interesting new thought. I commend this book to you, please. You know, I did 4 365 books, and now I'm going to move on and do some Ernest Holmes stuff, and we're going to see what that looks like. So I'm not ready to give up this spiritual practice, because this is part of my spiritual practice. And hopefully it's been helpful for you. All right. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, go in love. Go and love. Go and experience all of the different kinds of Greek love, and go and practice unconditional love. We may not be good at it, but it doesn't mean we can't practice it. So, all right. The other mission, as I said, and this may be the last time I give you a mission. You know, I may be stopping that. I don't know what it's going to look like going forward. So, I am going to give you the mission of spiritual practice of self-care. Go do something loving for yourself. Go do something kind for yourself. Go do something compassionate for yourself. Just because I've stopped saying it doesn't mean I want you to stop doing it. The reason for me saying it is because I would love you to practice on yourself, if for no other reason than you deserve your own love, you deserve your own kindness, you deserve your own compassion. All right, beloveds, I'm going to remind you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Reverend on the social medias that I am on. One of the easiest ways that you can support the center is to go and like and follow and subscribe and share and comment on our posts. It is very helpful for us. It bumps us in the algorithms, and we think we have good stuff to say. So please do that. All right. I'm going to wrap this up by reminding you that we are, if you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That's what I forgot. Okay, now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. April showers bring May flowers day. Have you planted your flowers yet? If you live where I do, you've already planted them, because they probably already half grown now. It's been warm here a while. And enjoy your day. Wish my brother a happy birthday. I don't know what else I was about to say, day. tackle some tasks day, or get some rest day, or take care of yourself day, or call a friend day, or simply have a good day. If that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. As I have said before and will say again, you are a beloved expression of the divine, which is one of the phrases I got out of this book. You are a beloved expression of the divine. All right? You are a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. All right? Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Just let everything that you have ever been told about yourself, thought about yourself, just let it all go and get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because I can promise you one thing. The only promise I can make, but I believe it with my whole heart. The person that the divine knows you to be is good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds, I'm going to go take care of this voice. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.